Hey guys, hello and welcome back to another installment of Vince and Films. My name is Vincent and I'm still living in Paris where I'm trying to break the record of most films seen in a cinema in 1 year. Now, today marks the end of day 203, which at the same time means it's the end of week 29 of my record attempt, and we are now at 460. No, not 460, would be too great. 416 films seen in theaters this far. Now, this week has been a pleasant surprise because I'm going to say something that I never thought I'd say, which is that this week is a French week because the best films I saw were French. And I never thought I would say that, but that's the case. So, starters, you have a French film, an old one, that won the Silver Bear at the Berlin Film Festival that is called Le Bonheur by Agnès Varda, which had a special screening at the Luxor Cinema in Paris in the northern part. And this is it's a somewhat colorful and feel-good movie, not in the classical sense where it's about an underdog who, beats the odds. It's not about that, but it's about a man who's married to a beautiful wife and is a father to two beautiful children and has a very happy life in a suburb of Paris, living a very pleasant life, tranquil, beautiful, having great relationships. Everything is going well for him, and he decides to have a mistress, not because he's feeling something is missing in his life, but because his logic is that he has the opportunity to add to his happiness, so that will just be a added value of happiness to his already existing happiness. And so he has this dual relationship with these two women, and for him it's the perfect life, and he's not neglecting his wife. He still loves her very much, just like before. He spends the same time with her, loves her, sleeps with her. Everything's great until at some point one wonders what happens when the wife actually finds out. But for him it's not a problem, it's just he doesn't love his wife any less. And it's a very beautiful, colorful it's rather a poetic film with beautiful direction and such. Otherwise, new releases. There were two great new releases that were really pleasant surprises. Unfortunately, very underrated films with very low budget and not much exposure. Especially the first one, which is Money by Gela Babluani. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. And this is typically a very efficient thriller. The story of three young people about in their early 20s who decide to rob. It takes place in one night, and they decide to rob a very rich political figure in the small town they live in, who gets bribed by cocaine dealers, and so they find out that he just got $1 million, and they decide to steal that $1 million from him. And well, at the beginning everything goes well, but then they make a fatal mistake, and that it just goes into a succession of weird, dangerous, and fun stuff to watch. Very good thriller, very realistic, very down to earth, and violent to some degrees. Great film. Otherwise, there was Espèces Menacées by Gilles Bourdos, which was selected at the Venice Film Festival, and it actually has one of the actors that is in Money as well in this film, and this is more of a family drama, telling the story of three different families and focusing mostly of one of those, which is the story of a young girl who marries a young girl also in her early 20s, who marries a man that her parents disapprove of, and so she kind of breaks her relationships with her parents and stays with her husband, who it turns out beats her. And so it is the story of this girl who deals with her violent husband, doesn't want to leave him because she loves him. At the same time, her parents were trying to, after the marriage, months have passed, and want to reconnect with her and be in her life, but have to deal as well with the fact that their daughter gets beaten up by her husband. And otherwise, there are two other stories, but which are more fun than the one about the beaten wife, but are also very well made, very well directed, and entertaining, and just heartfelt. And you're engaged with the characters. You laugh, you cry with them. Well, you not necessarily cry, but you might have a tear that rolls down your cheek. Otherwise, well, these are the 2 or 3 great French films, but there still are 2 honorable mentions I'd like to make, which aren't French films, but there's for one The Glass Castle by Destin Daniel Cretton, which was a beautiful family drama as well, based on a true story. I wouldn't say Oscar worthy, although you have what's her name, Harry Woodleston, sorry, I forgot, and Brie Larson, there it is. And they were all great. The story was great, in my opinion. It was a beautiful film, but it missed something. I couldn't identify it for now. And otherwise, another mention is an inconvenient sequel, Truth to Power, and there's not much to say except that, global warming is real, and we're fucked, so watch it. Anyway, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. I'll be seeing you next week maybe. Until then, salut.